Hello everyone, welcome to another session of online class. I'm teacher Rekha and today I will teach you about reported speech. Do you know how to report what somebody else said? Yes, you can report through reported speech. So, reported speech, what does it mean? Reported speech is when we tell someone what another person said. To do this, we can use direct speech or reported speech, which is also known as indirect speech. Let's take a look at these examples to see how we can tell someone what another person said. So in the first example, the first one is in direct speech and then we change this into indirect speech. So let's take all these examples one by one. I love the Toy Story films, she said. She said she loved the Toy Story films. I worked as a waiter before becoming a chef. He said. He said he had worked as a waiter before becoming a chef. I will phone you tomorrow, he said. He said he would phone me the next day. Did you notice the differences when we change direct speech into indirect or reported speech? So, in other words, we can say reported speech means how we report another person's word, how we restate what someone else has said. So let's take another example, and this time you are going to tell me whether these statements are in reported speech or not. Jennifer said, I love my dress. I love my dress, Jennifer said. I love my dress, said Jennifer. So what do you think? Is any one of these in reported speech? No, it's not. All the sentences were in direct speech. Now you must be thinking, then how or what is reported speech? In reported speech, we often use a tense which is further back in the past than the tense originally used. So when we change a direct speech into indirect speech or reported speech, there are few changes that we need to consider. So when we change the tense from present to past, let's say, it is called backshift. We also may need to change other words that were used, for example, pronouns. So the right answer for that statement in reported speech would be Jennifer said that she loved her dress. So did you notice in this example how when we changed it into reported speech, the tense, it changes from present to past. So let's take a look at the examples and see how tenses change when we change direct speech into reported speech. So let's start. So the first change that we are going to talk about is present continuous, and it changes into past continuous. For example, I am living in London. She said she was living in London. If the statement said is in present simple, it changes to past simple. I like ice cream. He said he liked ice cream. Past continuous in any sentence changes to past perfect continuous. I was walking along the street. She said she had been walking along the street. If the sentence is in present perfect, it will change to past perfect. I haven't seen David. She said she hadn't seen David. Will changes to won't. I will see you later. She said she would see me later. And can changes to could. I can speak English. He said he could speak English. But not all the tenses and verbs change. There are some tenses and verbs which do not change. Can you guess which ones? So let's take a look at some examples and try to find out which are those ones. So if might is used in such kind of sentence, it will stay the same. I might be late. She said she might be late. Past perfect also stays the same. I had taken English lessons before. He said he had taken English lessons before. Could stays could. I could swim when I was 4. She said she could swim when she was 4. Would remains the same. I would help, but he said he would help, but should also remains the same. I should call my mom. She said she should call her mom. Must stays must. I must study for the test. He said he must study for the test. But here we have to acknowledge one thing. Sometimes we can change must to had to. He said he had to study for the test. Not only the tense, we also need to change the time when we change a statement from direct into indirect or reported speech. So let's find out how we can change that. If today is mentioned in direct speech, we will change it to that day. Yesterday will change to the day before. Tomorrow, the next day. Last week is going to change into the week before. This week will change into that week. And next week will change to the next week. Probably you might have noticed whenever we change a sentence from direct speech into indirect speech, we use two terms which are say or tell. So say and tell, what are they? Say or tell are the main reporting verbs. We use these two verbs to report the words of other people, but they are used in different way. Say can be used with direct speech and reported speech, whereas tell is only used with reported speech. We use say when we speak in general about what someone said. John said that he arrived yesterday. My friend says that I talk too much. The president said we will not increase taxes. As I said earlier, the usage of that is totally optional. If you want, you can use it in a sentence, or if you do not want to use it, you can totally take it out. We use tell when we speak about what someone said to another person. Don told me that he arrived yesterday. My friend tells me that I talk too much. You need to make sure few things about using say or tell in a sentence. Say cannot be followed by a direct personal object. In other words, we cannot say somebody something. However, we can say something to somebody. For example, he said hello to me. When we use tell in this way, it is always followed by a direct personal object. In other words, we cannot tell something. We can only tell somebody something. So this was all about reported speech. Hope it is clear to you all. Please feel free to come up with any questions if you have. And see you all in next class. Till then, take care. Goodbye.